In this video, we'll talk about the core concepts of ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET Core is a successor to the .NET framework, and it is rebuilt from the ground up to support the modern challenges. And it is specifically optimized for building HTTP services, or what we call the RESTful APIs. It is cross-platform, which means that we can deploy on Windows, Linux, and so on, and comes with a super fast Kestrel web server. It has built-in support for the industry standard authentication like JWT, the token-based authentication, OAuth, and so on, and also protection against the common web vulnerabilities such as cross-site uh, attacks. It is also a single programming model uh, and can be used for both MVC web apps and web APIs. And we have the built-in dependency injection, and DI is central to the framework, and it promotes the loose coupling and makes it easier to write automated unit tests. It is cloud native ready and has a good support for the microservices, and it easily integrates with the cloud platforms like Azure, AWS. To talk a bit about the architecture, we'll talk about the starter files. Um, so the program.cs file is the entry point of the application, and it contains the main method, and it is used to run and build a host environment that will run our web application. And we have the startup class, which is also the configuration class, where all the application specific configuration is handled. So the configure services method is used to register all the services with the DI container, such as database context or setting up the API controllers and so on. And the configure method is used to define the middleware pipeline, and it adds the routing and authentication, authorization, exception handling, etc. The ASP.NET 6 and onwards, we have the single combined program.cs file, and this is a move towards the simplicity and minimalism. The core components, DI and middleware and API controllers, they rely on the services provided by the DI container. DI is the dependency injection, and it's a design pattern which is central to the .NET Core, helping to build loosely coupled and testable applications. It ensures that the resources like database connections are handled efficiently. Middleware is again a fundamental engine, and it processes every request and response in the application, and it ensures that tasks like logging, security are consistently applied to every request. The result is to build a framework which is highly customizable, loosely coupled, and simple to test. When we talk about the RESTful API principles, it is uh, an architectural style for the networked applications, and it defines a set of constraints uh, where to create the web services that are stateless and client server based, and it relies on the uniform interface. It uses HTTP methods, standard HTTP methods to interact with the resources, and the HTTP verbs for CRUD operations, where we use the standard actions like create, read, and update and delete on a resource using get, post, put, and delete. Patch is usually used to apply partial modifications, whereas put is used to completely replace a target resource with the updated data. So let's talk about distributed systems in production. So this is something important.